Today's video is brought to you by Oxido LED lighting. You might think that you can see just fine at night. Well, I did too, until I did this little upgrade. As you can see from this footage, here is some before Oxido LED lighting, and here is some after Oxido LED lighting. The difference is amazing. With high brightness and easy installation, Oxido LED lighting is definitely the route for you. They're easy to install, and they're available for all makes and models. Click on the link in the description below and enter promo code 612motorsports at checkout to get yourself 15% off. Now back to our video. Hello and welcome back to another episode of 612 Motorsports. In today's episode we are going to be replacing an oxygen sensor. But before we get into it, you know the routine, fellas. Come on. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and hit that subscription button. It is free, and it is the best way to help support the channel. Although I am wearing some new merch today, you can also go down and hit that link in the description to the merch store, and you can pick yourself up some stuff if you'd like to help support that way. Also, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and share this video or tell people about it if it helped you out. All that stuff is super helpful and very greatly appreciated. To the meat and potatoes of today's video, about 2 weeks ago or so, I was running uptown to get some gas in the truck before work, and my check engine light came on. Now, that's kind of been something that's happened once or twice, and usually it's been the evaporative emission system, aka the gas cap not being tight, or a vehicle running while you're filling, that kind of thing triggers those, or the evap canister itself could be getting clogged up, because I do notice there are times when I'm putting gas in that I have to really go slow in order for it to fill up. Sometimes I can let her crank full blast, the whole tank will be fine. Every so often I'm trickling it in, 5-10 cents at a time, and it pops the handle. Like if it's full and it stops pumping, it'll do that, but I know that I've only put in like $2-3 so far. So that was my assumption. But I went into the local auto parts store, and I did not film this, so I apologize. But I took the scan tool because I thought it would just be a quick clear the code evap thing, blah, blah, blah. And it turned out to be an oxygen sensor. And it is Bank 2 Sensor 1. So we're going to go ahead and replace that today. I will show you here. We'll start her up. And you can see that my check engine light right there is on. Alright, so we got it up on the ramps, and now I did not leave it run for very long, and it has not run prior to us just starting it now, because we are going to be working with the exhaust. It's something you don't want to do when it's hot. You definitely want to do this when it's cold, just so you don't end up burning the crap out of your hands, arms, whatnot, that kind of stuff. Oxygen sensor stuff can get a little tricky, and when we read the code on this, it came up with a P0155, which is a Bank 2 Sensor 1 oxygen sensor failure. Now, Bank 1, Bank 2, Sensor 1, Sensor 2 can get a little tricky sometimes to decipher which one is which. All you have to remember is the driver's side is Bank 1, and the passenger side is Bank 2. Now for this particular truck, this is a 2002 Chevy S-10 with the 4.3 liter V6. The sensor we need to replace is on the passenger side between the engine and the cat. Now sensor 2 would be the one after the cat. So we just need to worry about the one between the engine and the cat. While I was at the auto parts store, I picked up a sensor and I picked up the handy little tool necessary to replace it. That makes your life a lot easier. So this is what we picked up. Here's our oxygen sensor, and then this is the tool necessary to use it. Now, you can use a box wrench or even maybe a line wrench if you have. Now, because there's wires on the end of this, you can't just slip a regular socket over because the wires will bind up. That's why there's this opening in there to allow that to slip through. Okay, so right there is our culprit. First thing we need to do is unplug it, and that's going to be right up here along the frame rail, tucked in nicely. The next day, that O2 sensor, it's stuck in there pretty dang good. Being I just have it on ramps here, I don't have a whole lot of leverage, so I had to run to the store last night and pick up the shop helper. So this is going to help us get that out of there. So as you saw in the previous clip, I am having a heck of a time getting this thing off, even with the torch. So I called in the big guns. I got my buddy Austin here. He's going to be helping me with the little muscle because I've got noodle arms and I can't seem to do it. So we're going to see if this works out. So wish us luck. See if you can give her any little...
Straight to me?
Yep.
I'm getting give.
Yeah?
Yeah. It gave way. Yep. I've been able to pull it halfway to me.
Okay. Oh, now you're hitting the pipe. Push it out towards me and then try it again. Okay. Yeah. Again. Forward. Well, I can't thank Austin enough for coming over and helping me with that. Thank you, my good man. Much appreciated, much love, and we're gonna get this thing off here in just a second. I'm gonna let it cool for a minute so that I can release that ratchet and get the tool out, and then we'll put the new one in. Okay, well, we got that tool stuck on there, so we gotta try to pry that off quick. Tool is free. So now this be the culprit. And this already has some anti-seize on the threads, so that's sweet. I don't have to do that. I'm going to try to tuck that wire up high and away from the exhaust here so we don't melt anything. Now that we've got that switched out, our next step is to go ahead, hook up our scanner here, and clear that code. The link for this scanner will be in the description below. Very inexpensive, it's under 20 bucks, and it does pretty much everything that you basically need. So make sure you check that out. But let's hop in here and see what happens. Let's go ahead and do a diagnostic. Detecting, reading, stats, read code, stored code, O2 sensor heater, bank 1 sensor 1. Okay, go back. Let's go to pending codes just to double check. Yep, bank 1, sensor 1. Okay, so we're going to go back and we're going to erase code. Are you sure? Yes. Please waiting. DTCs have been cleared. So that means now can unplug that, and then when we fire it up here, the only light I should have on will be my low fuel, because, well, I need to get gas. Maybe not even that yet. Perfect. Everything's off and good. Now, if that check engine light comes back on, it's something other than what we just fixed. Well, that's going to wrap things up for today's video. It was a pretty simple little unit, actually, to change out. If you were up on a hoist or a lift or something, then you could actually use a little more leverage. It's kind of difficult when it's 6 inches in front of your face and you're trying to pull. So I'm really glad Austin was here to help. Thank you, my friend. That's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed. As always, stay positive, work hard, and make it happen.